Hi, welcome back to Brown Girl Blue. My name is Tabitha, and on this channel, I talk about my memories growing up as a Jehovah's Witness. So, it's Christmas time. Well, it will be in 23 days now, and we just got finished celebrating Thanksgiving. And as a Jehovah's Witness kid, of course, Christmas was off the table. So this time of year always brings mixed feelings for me. I've always loved Christmas from afar, meaning that when I was around it as a child, I love seeing the decorations. I love the Christmas candies that come out this time of year. I love just the Christmas feeling of, watching different movies and people are shopping for presents and gifts to give to their families and friends. So I've always enjoyed that kind of feeling that comes during the holiday season. So when you're a child growing up in the Jehovah's Witness religion, you can see that, but you are definitely not a part of that. So I always had this want of wanting to be a part of it and wanting to take part of all of the festivities, and also having that feeling of always having to be isolated from it, like purposely isolated, like really being physically removed from like any parties, when you're in a classroom, not being able to participate in any of the Christmas stories, and just always feeling that I am separate. And to go up with that, it definitely makes you feel a certain kind of way. So now that I am an adult and I'm able to celebrate Christmas the way that I want to celebrate it, when I first celebrated my very first Christmas, let's talk about that. So my first celebration, let's see, because I left when I was 18. No, actually was I think it was my dad died at night, so it was 19 years old. It was the last time I was associated with Joe Witnesses, and I celebrated Christmas. It still took a couple of years for me to, really allow myself to be a part of it. And the first Christmas with my mom, and my sister. She was alive during that time. And I remember we had to decorate a tree. We brought presents for her. She brought presents for us. And it was like, we're kind of getting into the celebration. But I remember like my first Christmas where I really went all in didn't happen until, oh my gosh, I would say probably maybe 7 or 8 years after that. And it was when I was in my late 20s, and I just felt that, hey, this year I am actually going to celebrate Christmas. So remember, I got a tree and I just really filled the house up with decorations. I went to my company's Christmas party. I just really got into giving myself permission to celebrate the holiday. It's really difficult. At least it was for me. When you're raised in an environment to where you're taught not to do a certain thing because you're taught that it's bad, or probably the term was worldly, or pagan was another big term, and it was something that Christians, well, not even Christians, but just something Jehovah's Witnesses shouldn't do. And so that was always still part of me of not fully immersing myself and giving myself permission that it's okay to celebrate this holiday. And so, um, several years passed, and I finally allowed myself to participate fully. I just remember being really happy about it, like going to the stores and, you know, uh, back then before, we started really doing true online shopping, actually going to the stores and going to the Black Friday sales and really getting into um, the whole midst of all the excitement of going from store to store and just buying gifts for people and just getting into the Christmas mindset of of giving something to someone else to make them feel appreciated. Show them how much that you appreciate them, and just like getting the wrapping paper and Christmas bows and the ribbons and the candy canes and all the stuff that goes with Christmas, and just really allowing myself to just experience all of that. Now I know there can be a lot of commercialism in Christmas. That's kind of just part of our, I guess, our Western society. But beyond that, just being involved in like going to a Christmas play and just singing Christmas carols, and just really allowing myself to experience all those things that I was not allowed to experience earlier in life. And it was just fun. It was just fun just to be a part of that. And now I don't celebrate Christmas. Christmas is still a fun holiday for me. Like, I love to build a Christmas tree. I like doing decorations. Um, I actually want to do more. I want to be able to actually get lights around our house. Maybe that'll be a project for next year. But as far as decorating the house and just pulling out all the Christmas ornaments and seeing, what my husband and I do is we buy an ornament each year to represent, whatever theme was in our life, whether it was when we bought our first home, or when we got our puppies, or whatever, or we got a new job or a new career. Having something to symbolize some major event that occurred in our life that year. We're trying to get an ornament that represents that. So we've been doing that for 2 decades now. And so we have this nice collection of ornaments, and it's so nice when we pull them out and we're looking at each ornament. Oh, yeah, I remember when we got this, when we bought our first home, or we when you change jobs, and we got something that signified that, and it's just so nice to bring out those ornaments and to have those memories throughout the years. So yeah, so Christmas is a fun holiday, and I really do love celebrating it, and it feels nice to just allow myself to experience. And even after, my gosh, almost 30 years, 30 plus years, there's still a piece of me that I'll get a little bit of hesitation or a little bit of guilt that will come. And I know where that's from. That's just from, when you are developed in that type of environment, part of your brain is still it's going to remember, your associated feelings with it. So it comes back, but I'm able to acknowledge it and see it for what it is, and still carry on in spite of. So I really love Christmas, and really excited by the next few weeks as I start to prepare. I still haven't put up my tree. I wanted to put it up before Thanksgiving, but just ran out of time. So hopefully I'll get that up this weekend and get the house decorated and ready to go for the Christmas season. Some of the memories that I have, and I think I already talked about this earlier, but just I can't say enough about just that isolation feeling that I had growing up, and not being able to just participate with those celebratory classroom experiences. And I know there are other religions that do not celebrate Christmas, and that's okay. But as far as my experience, just I'm looking at it from my perspective of just being told just how bad it was, and how God would be displeased with me if I celebrated Christmas, which was, purpose of Christmas to celebrate the birth of Christ. Um, and to be told that, that was just something that we didn't do, and not just celebrating, but even like treating all of the um, components of Christmas as something that was evil, or something that could contaminate your spirit. Not being able to look at a Christmas tree, or to avoid Christmas lights, or pretend they weren't there, to not be allowed to eat Christmas cookies or Christmas candy. I shared the experience from my other videos of when I was in junior high and we were reading A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, and I had to read something else. I had to read A Midsummer Night's Dream by William Shakespeare. And you remember that play that he wrote, the themes that were in that play were far more mature than the themes that were in Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. So, just when I think about just the absurdity of being allowed to read, you know, you know, icon in British literature, but still to read A Midsummer's Night's Dream, or if we're trying to look at morality versus morality, the themes that were included in that play were far more intense and mature than the themes that were covered in Christmas Carol, which talks about, giving to others and being kind and being grateful for what we have, and to keep the spirit of Christmas in our hearts all year long, which is the spirit of giving, pretty much. So just when I think back about, wow, so I was allowed to read A Midsummer's Night's Dream, and that was perfectly okay, but so I wouldn't be contaminated or to be negatively affected by the readings of A Christmas Story. It's just the ridiculousness of it all. But hey, so that's life, right? You know, these things that I experienced definitely made me more resilient and more appreciative of life and the life that I have, and also just looking at uh, the things that I had to overcome, uh, growing up in that uh, growing up in that culture that allowed me to be the person that I am today. So, just a little memory about Christmas and how I keep Christmas now, the way that I want to. And I really do enjoy the season. And the next few days, hopefully, I'll start getting more decorations up. I know I got the wreath on the front door. Now we got to get more decorations in the house and get things Christmas up in my home. So, now do you have any memories of your Christmas experiences or lack thereof of Christmas experiences of things that you experience, especially in school? I find that school was the hardest because you have all your other classmates who are talking about Christmas all the time, especially in the younger grades, the period where kids believe in Santa before they get a little bit older, but kind of magical time of their life where they think or writing out their Christmas list, and that's even like a class assignment. You write out, what are 5 things you want for Christmas, or even practice writing your letter to Santa, and that kind of that really just fantastical part of your childhood that never returns. It's a really special period in your childhood. Do you have any memories of that? Of you had to do something else, or work on some homework, or work on your spelling words, or everyone else was writing their letters to Santa, or when the teacher passed out Christmas candy, you couldn't have it. So we had to give you something else, or nothing at all. The worst is when there was no alternative treat to have, and everyone else got to enjoy their Christmas cookies, wherever it was the teacher had bought, and you had nothing. That was the absolute worst. So anything like that, I know I definitely had those experiences. I talked about experience of when the class was reading this Christmas story. That I mean, there was no test with it. It was just about reading the story and enjoying the moment versus reading something else outside of that class project. So, if you have any experiences, please share in the comments. I love reading those experiences, so we can help each other, and also sometimes it just to laugh at it as well. Just how absurd some of the things were that we experienced. So that's it for today. I'm going to get ready for Christmas. I may maybe bring out some decorations this evening. We'll see. But until then, thank you for watching Brown Girl Blue, and thank you for coming alongside me. Right now, I have 41 subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing to this channel. I hope that this is interesting, and I hope that we can have a few laughs to think about some of the things that we experienced. Until then, until next time, I will see you later. Have a good one. Bye.